Hi, and welcome to another Agri-EPI Centre seedling session. The seedling sessions offer an opportunity to all members to showcase and share their technology or offering, discuss a current topic, and enthuse and encourage collaboration. As we build up our video-audio library of the very best in agri-tech innovators, you'll be able to watch or listen back at your leisure. We now have a dedicated seedling session page on our website at agri-epicentre.com, where you can watch snippets of the session or listen to the whole podcast. If you've not signed up to the members LinkedIn, please do so, or request via LinkedIn to join or email us at members@agri-epicentre.com. Today, I'm talking to Martin Leahy, who's sales engineer for UK and Ireland for Maxon. Hi, Martin. Let's get straight into it. Tell me a bit about Maxon and their ambitions in the agri-sector.
Okay, first of all, Maxon are a family-owned Swiss manufacturing company. We have over 3,000 employees worldwide, 8 production sites. We have a distribution network in over 40 countries. So at Maxon, what do? We manufacture brushed and brushless DC drives, gearheads, encoders, controllers and compact drives. We've ceramic injection molding departments and metal injection molding departments, as well as a battery department to complement the business. So as you can imagine, Maxon places a massive emphasis on research and development. We have over 200 employees working in R&D back in Switzerland. And they're always looking to work on novel projects. So our main markets at the moment kind of include medical, industrial automation, aerospace, security, etc. So the agri market would be perceived as relatively immature in Maxon terms, but we're noticing a very sharp increase in the amount of agri projects that are coming through our R&D department. And now kind of Maxon envisage the agri sector to contribute nearly 10% of total revenue by the year 2030. So as you can imagine, we're quite excited about the agri sector at the moment.
10% is going to be a big challenge for you. On that basis, is it the DC motors that you'll be promoting? And if so, why should farmers choose a DC motor instead of a pneumatic option?
Well, yeah, it's not just the DC motor, it's the DC motor, the gearhead, the sensor, the controller. It's the complete mechatronic drive system that we'd like to kind of promote, because it's not just the DC motor for your motion needs. In terms of pneumatic drive systems, yeah, there's a number of advantages to electromechanical drives. For example, higher precision is possible, you have precise regulation, and you have kind of more detailed motion profiles. One of the big ones, I guess, is you have a very high efficiency rate compared to pneumatic. It's 13 times more efficient than pneumatic, where, let's say, an electromechanical drive would kind of sit around 80% efficiency, whereas the pneumatic is around 6%. Obviously, with the pneumatic, there's a little bit more maintenance required, whereas DC drive is pretty much plug and play, and you use it to the end of its service life. We expect a longer service life with the DC drives as well. And it should be a more compact solution compared to the pneumatic system, because you won't need a compressor or air tubes, etc. And one of the final ones, I guess, it wouldn't be too important for field robotics, but there's less noise as well. Now, pneumatics do have their place as well. They're cost effective, and in most cases, they're part of the existing infrastructure. But I think with the onset of Agri 4.0, we're seeing people kind of shift towards battery systems, and then they'll require their DC drives or electromechanical drives then to meet the efficiency kind of standards.
Yeah, you alluded to electromechanical drive systems there, Martin. What special challenges do they have in the field?
Yeah, like field robotics is one of the toughest environments for electromechanical drive to operate in. There's so many variable factors, such as environmental factors, such as ambient temperatures, and yeah, I come from an Irish background, like, and the soil type would nearly change hour to hour depending on the weather, like, so then you have a dusty environment as well, and yeah, they're incredibly challenging on electromechanical drives. So Maxon, to meet these requirements, we're providing kind of higher torque and higher protection drives to meet the field robotics market, let's say.
Offering higher protection, what protection rating or IP rating would you choose or recommend for a DC motor?
Yeah, that's kind of a good question. At the moment, yeah, I would see IP65 as kind of the minimum rating. So if you look at IP65, the first digit 6, that's in relation to dirt and dust ingress. So in this case, the dust cannot enter the crevices, and the drive it can't be soiled as a result. So it's kind of airtight. Then you look at the second digit, which is the 5, so that's water ingress. So in this case, the drive is protected against water projections. But we do offer up to, like, our wheel drive at the moment would be IP67. So that's kind of to combat the guy that likes the power wash.
And being cheeky, was that the sort of rating they used on the Mars missions? Because I hear that Maxon had involvement with the Mars mission. Can you tell us a bit more about that and how it could help agricultural robots?
Yeah, I presume the IP rating would be a little bit higher than that for the Mars missions. But yeah, so far Maxon have over 100 drives on Mars. And we're very proud because the latest rover, the Perseverance rover, has 10 Maxon brushless motors on it. And then the Ingenuity helicopter has 6 DCX brushed motors on it. So they control the swash plate, which effectively kind of controls the tilt angle of the helicopter. So there's a number of lessons learned through the Mars experience that could benefit agriculture, I believe, anyway. And one of the things that came about from Mars was the amount of testing that was required on all our motors. So if you can imagine, there's even tests done for the testing machines. So yeah, in terms of the Mars environment, like field robotics, incredibly tough on drives. You have to deal with cosmic radiation, dust storms, and temperature fluctuations. Yeah, so all those lessons have been learned, and they've been deployed into our existing catalog products. Like, let's say that DCX motor that's used on the Ingenuity helicopter, while the grease in the bearing might be a little bit different, or the bearing itself might be a little bit different, the winding technology and the efficiency is pretty much still the same. So you can actually buy that motor off the shelf, and yeah, the technology is the same technology that's used in a Mars helicopter, which I think is very impressive.
That sounds fantastic. I'm sure potential helicopter pilots out there will be knocking your door thinking, can I build my own? But yeah. I also believe that Maxon specialise in drone systems.
Yeah.
Just as a curveball, how do you see drones being used in agriculture in the future?
Yeah, now I've seen a load of applications, but I guess the top 2 I found very interesting personally was, the first one is to capture the aerial imagery and provide the real-time data on crop health and herd health. And the second one was for drone spraying capabilities. So I think using AI and selective spraying techniques, you can essentially reduce the amount of chemical and water consumption that's required. So this has knock-on effect of, yeah, having economic benefits for the food producer. And as well as that, like with a drone, as you can imagine, there's no heavy machinery on the field. And also, one of the things Maxon are very proud of is our quality standards. So we have EN 9100, which is the latest kind of aerospace standard. So as we see more and more drone applications come into the market, it's kind of only reasonable to expect that there's going to be more and more regulations surrounding the drones. So yeah, we feel we're quite well equipped going forward to deal with the emerging agri-drone market.
You're a very innovative company, and I wonder where all the ideas come from. But probably more importantly, whilst you've got 200 employees in R&D. What support do you give to young engineers and startups that have their own ideas for this sector?
Yeah, so Maxon have a program called the Young Engineering Program, where we offer discounted drives and technical expertise, as well as we'll advertise your products across all the Maxon media channels. So this form, it literally takes 2 minutes to fill out, and you'll actually hear back from Maxon within 2 days what discount you've received. And then all the drives can be purchased through our e-shop, which is online. I think it's a great program, and I know from the Irish scenario and my scenario, I've had a number of successful applicants so far. And yeah, I would recommend it to any startup or student looking to bring their projects to the next level, I guess.
And where would they look online for that, Martin?
Yeah, I can post a link, but they can find it on our Maxon website. And if they look for, just type in young engineering program into the search bar, yeah, they'll find it quite readily.
Thanks, sir. On a separate note, I believe the Maxon Group have recently acquired the British geared motor manufacturer Parabolux. How do you see this being a benefit to Agri-EPI Centre members in the future?
Yeah, so Maxon acquired Parabolux back in 2018, and yeah, we're very excited about this. Parabolux also have extensive experience in industrial automation and mobility and transport and logistics sectors. And I guess in agri terms, Parabolux motors are globally trusted because they're used in agricultural ventilation and feed delivery systems so far, and they're even used in honey extractor systems so far. The Parabolux systems are extremely robust and reliable. If you take like the agri ventilation for poultry, for example, like these drives cannot fail, because if they do fail, you have massive problems. You go into the broiler house in the morning, you could have 80,000 birds dead on the floor. So yeah, I can't stress like how robust some of the Parabolux drives are. And they're quite well known within the marine environment as well, and the rail environment, because of their wiper motors as well. So they offer a slightly different product, Maxon, but we can combine Maxon and Parabolux products, and that will give us over 1 million combinations. So I believe there isn't a drive solution we can't provide up to a certain kind of power output, let's say.
Okay, thanks, Martin. And finally, I mean, we've heard that you've been involved with the Mars rover, the helicopter, drones, supporting startups and engineers. But looking ahead, what type of projects would Maxon consider being involved with other Agri-EPI members?
Yeah, so as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, like there isn't too much kind of any system that basically requires an electromechanical drive, a DC motor. I guess battery powered devices are of particular interest because the Maxon drives are incredibly efficient. So if you imagine just going back to the Mars helicopter, they're not going to use a motor that doesn't have the highest efficiency on the market, basically. And yeah, those kind of I guess with Parabolux, then we can serve the more kind of robust drives, and yeah, but yeah, we're looking at basically battery powered devices would be of particular interest, but I don't believe there's anything we can't provide an electromechanical drive for.
Well, Martin, thank you for that. And to our Agri-EPI network members out there and potential startups and students interested in getting additional discounts on Maxon products, please contact us either agri-epicentre.com or and we'll email you Martin's link for future information. So thank you very much, Martin. And
thank you, Les. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.